All right, I'm going to go over the answers to your text feature sheet for the Scope magazine. All right, looking at number 1, we are down here. It asks you to read the title and subtitle and look at the image on page 12. Why do you think this image was included? All right, take a look at your answer and make sure that you have something that I discuss right now in my answer. The image is a photograph of a shriveled up apple. So hopefully you got that part right. According to the subtitle, the article discusses the shocking problem of food waste in America. The rotten-looking apple in the photo must represent food that was wasted. Instead of being eaten and providing nourishment to someone, it was allowed to rot and it just went to waste. So hopefully you were able to understand that this apple was included because it's representing the waste that clearly the article is going to discuss if we were to read it, which we are not. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 2. Study the image at the bottom left corner of page 14. What can you infer about the men in the photo? So they are referring to this picture. Hopefully you're looking at it too. And listen, what I see here is definitely possibly maybe some dirt kind of on their faces. Their hands look slightly kind of dirty. So I see some spots of dirty. Of dirt. I see their clothes look a little shaggy. I see that they are very focused on what they're doing. Their eyes are just looking straight ahead, down at their food. So I'm going to make an inference that they are maybe homeless or very, very poor, and they appear to be very hungry. I'm making an inference here that nobody's talking. I don't know why I'm getting this feeling of it being very quiet because they're so busy and thankful for the food. So if your answer looks like I said, I wrote down that their clothes look shabby and faces of some of them are dirty and gaunt, kind of sunken in, kind of like very thin looking. The reader can infer that the men were homeless or poor. In addition, their body language indicates that they are hungry. Their eyes are fixed on the food before them, and they do not seem to be socializing. So just what I said. Number 3 was asking about what idea in the main article does the chart what we waste on page 16 support. And if you look at that chart at the bottom of page 16, it clearly states here, I can read, food waste isn't a problem just in America. It's a problem worldwide. 45% of all produce is wasted, 35% of all seafood, 30% of cereal, 20% of all dairy, and 20% of all meat. All of this is wasted. About 1.3 billion tons of food, about a third of all food produced around the world, gets wasted every year. So this chart is showing me that this is a very big problem that we have in our world, not just America. So hopefully you have something like that written down, that it is a very big problem that we have today. And then part B, the chart introduces ideas not found in the main article. What are the ideas that are introduced that were not in the article is what it's asking. The chart adds the idea that food waste problem is a worldwide and not just a U.S. It also breaks the food up into categories. I thought that was very interesting that this is how much seafood is wasted. This is how much meat is wasted. They broke it up into different categories, and the article did not do that. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 4. Into which section of the article would the informational text, how to reduce your food waste, best fit? Explain your answer. Okay, so let's go and look at how to reduce your food waste. So on page 17, I took a look at this and I skimmed through, and it's a solution to an article that talks about a big problem. And so that's obviously, how it relates. This is giving you tips. In fact, it's giving you 7 tips on, what you can do to reduce your food waste. And this is clearly providing readers a solution to the problem that was discussed throughout the entire article. So the question is asking, however, which section of the article. So that means we have to go and look at the subhead. So if you flip back into your magazine, in the article, you're going to see all of the subheadings. Which section would that picture that discusses a solution to the problem, which section would that belong under? Because clearly it's not these. But I do, however, have an interest in this one, the what now. Like, what are we going to do about this problem? What now kind of indicates to me that this would be a good section for a solution. So that would be the correct answer. So make sure you have that written down on your paper. All right, this was just for practice. So the Scope magazine is for you to keep, and you can place the text feature in the top basket on my desk. That way I will know that you are done.